Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Busters Taste Challenge. We have from 19, I had it backwards in the thumbnail, I think. We have from 1962 Canadian Gold, 3-year age Canadian blended whiskey, bottled in New Zealand by Laird Company. There's the crest with the fleur-de-lis and the shield and the two lions and the crown for the Dominion of Canada, Queen Elizabeth II. All right. Says Canada's finest. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you one thing, it's Canada's strangest because it has a very strange flavor. Notice I did not say it had a bad flavor. I said it had a strange flavor. I'm not going to get it mixed up with anything. Now, once I got the taste for it, like I recognized the taste, I'll never get it wrong. Now, the competitor is an old standard, the Northern Lights. And the older labels used to say the Northern Light, singular. But there's the leaf with the Northern Lights on it. When the light hits it, it makes the aurora borealis. Ooh, look at the Northern Lights. All right. New age statement introduced in 1968. Now it says established 1879. But what does that mean? Established 1879. There's the crown for the Dominion of Canada. Maple leaf. Canadian whiskey with natural flavors. Bottled by Barton Imports, Louisville, Kentucky. Barton Imports. But on the side over here on the neck, it says, we love to hear from our customers, Sazerac.com, Northern Lights at Sazerac.com. So, of course, it's Sazerac. There was a company called Hiram Walker that was a big Canadian liquor company, Hiram Walker, and they used to make bourbon like 10 High bourbon. And if you look at the 10 High label, it shows Hiram, a caricature of Hiram Walker with his leg up on one barrel, standing there. And they made Hiram Walker whiskey, and then Hiram Walker started this in 1968, the Northern Lights. But then it came under Barton ownership, and now Barton is under Sazerac ownership. So see, it just buy out, getting bought out, getting bought out, getting bought out. And there's still Barton Distillery in Kentucky. I've been there. Barton 1792 Distillery. And the tour guide, she said 1953 they changed. I think she said that 1953 they changed the name to Barton Distilling. She said, but no one knows why. Like she said, they didn't know why the name was changed, and they didn't know where the name Barton came from, which sounds strange, doesn't it? But that's what she said. But anyway, it's all under Sazerac today. What's going on, Ron? Says B Aviation. Oh, doing a whiskey taste challenge, a Canadian whiskey taste challenge. The Dixie Baseman says, good morning, Ron. Consider my subpar experience with Canadian Hunter possibly caused by a bad batch. I doubt that. Probably just because you didn't like it. Caused a wrong guess last time. I will be strictly observing this round. Okay. I'm also in the central time zone in Chicago today. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's straight north of me. Get on Interstate 55 and, well, not northeast, because when you get to the middle of Illinois, then it goes at an angle like that. But anyway, I don't ever take that route. When I get to Missouri, I cut off on 57, Interstate 57, and it goes straight to Chicago instead of having to go through St. Louis on 55. But I mean, you can take 55 to Chicago. That's where it ends, right by Chinatown. Town. Yo, Ronald, hope you're doing well, says Jordy K. in England. I mean, Scotland. Sorry, Scottish people don't like if you say England. I'm fine, Jordy. Thank you. So it's got a nice bottle. It's brown, which helps. Brown label. Brown glass helps protect it from light. It's got little diamonds all around the bottleneck. You can't see that really. Yeah, there's the diamonds. Diamonds are forever. G and JK. That Canadian hunter made me rethink my life a few years ago, mostly as to why I'm doing this. Oh man, I love England, but I love Scotland more. Haha. Well, yeah, I like Mississippi, but I prefer Louisiana since I live here. Okay. United Kingdom's got 4 states: Wales, England, Scotland, Northern Ireland. We got 50 and a district and territories. Well, you know, the United Kingdom has territories also, such as Anguilla, and Bayat. Bayat. You say there's a British territory called Bayat. Yeah, that's right. No one lives there. No permanent residents, but a lot of people are there. Diamonds Are Forever. I love that movie, but other Bond enthusiasts don't like it. Yeah. 1971. I like that Mustang Mach 1 they had in it. I guess Ford put a product placement. Didn't help. That generation of Mustang wasn't too popular. You know, the sub generation, the 71 to 73. That was like one of the worst selling Mustangs ever. Oh well, another story for another day. The Northern Lights is a little bit darker. I poured a little too much, but it's hard to get it completely even. It's pretty much. It's a little darker. The Canadian Gold is a little more gold. I had that car model. Laughing out loud. Cheers, Jay. Oh yeah. Mustang. People said it looks like a Torino or something. You know, it was still based on the Ford Falcon. That 65 to 71, 65 to 73 generation. There were sub generations of it though. You know, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. They all look different. And then 71 and 73. But they all came from a Ford Falcon platform, which was a very budget car. And then, of course, the 74 to 78, that 5-year run, model year run, came from the Pinto, of all things, platform, another budget model. And then the 79 to 93 came from the Ford Fairmont platform, another budget thing. I think the only Ford, I don't think Mustang was based on its own existence until 1994 model, right? They made its own platform for the Mustang. All right, I got to jump out. Take care, y'all. Bye, Jordy. It's Sunday, y'all. Go to church. I went to Mass yesterday at 4 at Ascension of Our Lord. I want to see the new priest, Father Cyril from Uganda. Somebody was telling me he's hard to understand, but I didn't find he was hard to understand. All right. He talked kind of long, but what he was saying was sensible, so it didn't really bother him. I went to Mass yesterday, so I could go today. I'm not going to go today. It was a vigil Mass. And then I worked at the nights. We helped serve, we were selling spaghetti and chicken dinners, chicken spaghetti dinners. Made over $400 in about 15 minutes of selling, you know, like longer than that setting up. You know, I got there a little late because people were just coming out of church when I got there because, well, the other Mass across town went longer. They had to come change. So isn't this a whiskey thing? What is this about going to Mass and selling chicken spaghetti dinners? Yeah, I know. Sweet corn. That's it. Sweet corn, a little, some weird flavoring. Corn, but not sweet corn. This one's more like cornbread that isn't sweet, because there's different types of cornbread out there, got different flavors. Did anyone else catch the Black Cat on Svengoolie? Bella Lugosi and Boris put some fantastic performances. I don't really watch movies. Okay, I was watching baseball. The Tampa Bay Rays. G-Man Choi hitting that big home run to start off the game. I said, look at him. Canadian whiskey with natural flavors. And what are those natural flavors? Your guess is as good as mine. We'll never know, because the company isn't going to tell you. All right. Taste time. All right, that's the Canadian Gold. No use going further. Don't even have to taste the other one. When I smelled it, remember I say sweet corn. What do you think of Yerman Mercedes retiring? Either he's immature or he's like screwball in the head. Like Chris Sale, that was at the White Sox. And thankfully they got rid of his nutty head and sent him off to perpetuate his craziness on Boston. 28-year-old rookie. Yeah, he might not have it all together in the mind, Well, you get those eccentrics in baseball, not to mention football and basketball. But I don't think much about it. I wonder if they're going to keep that hamburger named after him in Chicago at some restaurant. I would never get rid of the hamburger, I don't like these, but anyway. When I smelled it, it smelled like sweet corn. And when I tasted it, it's got that weird vanilla, cotton candy, cashew, or almond, or really walnut oil flavor. I'm telling you, this has got to have natural flavors added to it, because I do not in any way see how you could get a flavor like this from corn, wheat, rye. Was probably corn, rye, wheat, and barley malt whiskey, single malt whiskey. You put those four ingredients together, how are you going to get a weird flavor like this? It doesn't make sense. Now let's go over here and taste it. For what it's worth, I'm telling you, before I taste it, I'm going to say CG, Canadian Gold. Told you I'm going to get it wrong. Oh, price. $9.99 for Canadian Gold at Total Wine and More. $9.99 is probably in your area too, but we don't know. $9.99. Now this is an incredible price over here. It's usually about the same price for this. Usually about the same price for the Northern Lights. But when Dixie was doing a closeout, they got rid of the glass and they wanted to go just to the handle bottles, the plastic handle bottles. So they got rid of these in the discount basket for $4.75. True story. $4.75 about 4 years ago. And that's how long it took me to break into it. I'm at the very top of the bottle. Well, because I was still working on the other one. That's not a normal price. You're not going to find the Northern Lights for $4.75. I just happened to I just went in the store and they had 2 bottles in there for that. I was like, I'm buying it. So I bought one, and then I'm sure the rest sold out. The other bottle was sold. Maybe they had 2 other bottles. They were going in the next hour. You see a sale like that, the stuff is gone. It's gone. Walmart, when they had that half price sale for all this liquor, I was buying. I bought like this. I bought a whole array. And then I'm sure, well, the next day, none of it was there. Maybe the next day, because I had to go back. But 2 days later, none of it was there. That's for sure. All gone. The Tullamore DEW, the Old Charter, the 40 Creek. I know I bought those 3. They had Doohan's Irish whiskey for $9. Well, of course, 2 weeks after I had paid $19.99, they dropped it to $9. I said, ain't that great? I could have saved $10, but I didn't know they were going to discount it. I'm trying to think what else they had on some outlandishly low price. When you see that yellow tag at Walmart, jump on it, because it's going to be an outrageously low. Look, this one tastes a little weird too. Because like John and Illy said, you get like a almond extract. It isn't almond extract, but it's strangeness. To me, it's like pecan oil and caramel candy and some kind of strange sugariness. And I don't know what else. I don't know why they feel compelled to add flavor into Canadian whiskey. They're allowed to do it, and they do it. Are they required to do it? No. Do they have to disclose what it is? No, unless you ask for a certificate and you're a wholesaler, not the customer. I was reading a whole long article about that, and they were saying, but there was no evidence of anybody ever asking for a certificate of disclosure. Like, it's a law that has no implementation. Like, nobody ever, because like no customers are saying, hey, I demand to know what flavoring is used in the Northern Lights, and I want to know now. And then the distributor, Republic National, says, well, we're going to submit a form number, CAD 9979, the Disclosure of Natural Flavors Act from Canada, and get this doesn't happen. The state controlling the booze market in my state makes it hard to find good sales because they control the sales as well. Yeah, that's the problem when you fight against free enterprise. Then you wind up with state socialism, and you have less choice. And those states, that comes from the puritanical prohibition. $9. Oh my, we had a TLM mass with a particularly difficult set of songs that choir directors seem to forget how much air it takes to hit multiple rapid G1s with minimal amplification. I don't understand that whole message. Have you ever been to Portillo's in Chicago, Great Italian Beef? No, I haven't. Everything seemed to go smooth over there at Ascension yesterday. What is one to say about these? This one has a sweet candy-like flavor. Is it a sipping whiskey? I don't know what it is, okay? I don't know why people buy the Northern Lights, all right? I don't know. I know one of these Canadian whiskeys. I can't remember which one. There's a special reserve edition. They call it small batch, and it's a red label. But I've never seen it in the store. I just remember Sazerac having it on their old website. And I was thinking, I'd like to try that. But I think the Northern Lights only has this one. I could be wrong. There could be a special edition of it. But is it worth buying? Well, yeah, I guess it's worth buying because there's no nasty, harsh, biting ugliness to it. And you can get this at Total Wine also, but it's a weird one. I mean, I guess people mix it, but you want to mix this with simple syrup and a cherry and more sugar. It'd really be gross, It'd be like, ooh. But all the sweetness this thing has, you're halfway to an old fashioned as it is. Maybe you could add some bitters to it, and some and other things, and you'd be at an old fashioned. I don't know. I like it. I mean, I guess if I was looking to drink whiskey that tasted like it had sugar water in it or something, I guess I'd buy it. And if I was looking to drink whiskey that tasted like other strange nut oils and sugar and candy and even black licorice to some extent, I'd buy the Canadian Gold. But I'd hate to see the Canadian Silver or the Canadian Bronze from this company. Well, they're obviously low grade products because that's why they're cheap. That's why they're cheap. They're not. I've had people make comments like that. Those are not expensive Canadian whiskeys. And I'm like, really? Oh, that must be why I paid less than $10 for them. Glad you told me that. Not trying to be sarcastic, but come on, you're telling me I know what it is. I bought it. Sugar goes great with alcohol, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. So I'm gonna call it a tie. I mean, if I was buying either one of these, I would shop price, and then I would shop price, and when I was finished with both of those, I would just shop price. I'm telling you right now. If it was a penny difference, that's the one I would go with, the one that was a penny cheaper. So, well, anyway, you're gonna pay about the same price, about $10 for either one, probably less than 10. If you're paying more than 10, you might be screwing up unless you're getting a handle bottle. So anyway, I guess I could recommend them. It's all about what you want to taste. Don't expect the world because you ain't gonna get it. The world is not enough, Manny.